Amylolytic activities produced by the halophilic archaeon Halopharax mediterranae depend on the carbon and nitrogen sources. A brief study. This important article is authored by the following scientists. The use of starch as well as other carbohydrates is essential for the cell in order to obtain carbon and energy, mainly when it is exposed to extreme environmental conditions. The halophilic archaeon HFX mediterranae is a good example of optimal adaptation to these limiting media, since it has been reported to use many different carbon and nitrogen sources. The adaptation of the halophilic archaeon to these media, starch, glycerol, and yeast extract maximal medium by producing glycosidic activities that may be intra- and extracellular has been extensively studied and compared. It is interesting how the organisms are able to optimally metabolize starch as a carbon and energy source and use different nitrogen sources as nitrate or ammonium. The purification steps to obtain the many halophilic enzymes implied are those developed for decades, including ion exchange, gel affinity gel filtration chromatographies, and elution of the sample loaded in a Cephirose 4b column by changing hydrophobic interaction. Once isolated, their kinetics at different pHs, substrates, temperatures and regulatory metabolites were determined, confirming in nearly all the cases a typical halophilic behavior, requiring high salt concentration for optimal activity and stability in a range 1.5 to 3 mNaCl, as well as certain thermophilic character, with optimal activity at 50 degrees Celsius to 60 degrees Celsius. When cells were grown in ammonium acetate medium, the use of a hydroxyatide column enabled the isolation of an excreted alpha-amylase. Meanwhile, using affinity chromatography, a cyclodextrin glycosyl transferase was extracted. On the other hand, in a nitrate-containing medium, and using starch column chromatography, at least 6 different activities, with molecular masses in a range of 15 kilodaltons to 80 kilodaltons, were excreted in the medium, but not all of them were found in the ammonium-containing one. These enzymes displayed a different affinity for starch as a chromatographic matrix when eluted with maltose gradient, and differed in their kinetic parameters for starch as a substrate. In addition, 3 different amylolytic activities were detected in the cytoplasm of the organism grown in a starch-containing medium. These findings show a complex pattern of use of different enzymes to achieve a maximal profit of the sources available, also adapted to the specific media the organism has to endure, mainly the nitrogen source present in the medium. However, the assignation of each enzyme to the possible sequences in the genome could only be achieved for the cyclodextrin glycosyl transferase. For the rest of them, it is still unsolved. Introduction. Starch is a major energy source in our diets and is commonly found in grains. Some extreme microorganisms, like the halophilic archaeon Halopharax mediterranae, can grow in very salty environments and use starch as food. These microorganisms produce special enzymes to break down starch into sugars they can use for energy. While many studies have focused on enzymes from heat-loving microbes, less is known about those from salt-loving ones like H. mediterranae. This organism can grow using starch and other sugars and produces both external and internal enzymes to digest starch. 2 important enzymes have been identified, an alpha-amylase and a cyclodextrin glycosyl transferase, which break down and convert starch in different ways. These enzymes are stable in high salt and temperature, making them useful in industries like food and biofuel production. Understanding how H. mediterranae uses starch helps us explore new ways to use natural enzymes in tough industrial conditions. Conclusion. Halopharax mediterranae is a salt-loving microorganism that thrives in extreme environments and can break down starch using a variety of special enzymes. Depending on the nutrients available, especially nitrogen and carbon sources, this archaeon produces different sets of these enzymes. Some enzymes work better in high salt and different pH levels, and they interact with starch in unique ways to produce sugars like glucose and maltose. The presence of certain sugars and nitrogen sources like nitrate or ammonium can influence which enzymes are made and how effective they are. Scientists have identified several of these starch-breaking enzymes, though not all have been fully understood or matched to their genes. Studying how this organism adapts and uses starch helps us learn more about its survival strategies and offers potential for industrial applications where enzymes need to work in tough conditions. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel to watch more scientific videos.